Yeah. Hi, this is Marimuthu Kanimadi. Today's HSC live, we are going to see the compressed gas safety. Compressed gas safety. So, normally the compressed gas is universally used for industrial applications and various industrial services. So the safety of compressed gases is very important and vital. Because of the carelessness use of the compressed gas, there's so many explosions, accidents, incidents, fire, it's all happening everywhere in the world. So compressed gas is a point of knowing is very important because the pressure of compressed gas is always a dangerous one to cause explosives, fire, accidents. So it's very important to know the hazards, risks, and needs special attention for how to contain the fire, how to contain the compressed gas safety manners, and in case of emergency what we can do it. So these are the things by means of taking proactive safety measures only we can have a best results we can get it. The safety is always a proactive one. Here the compressed gas safety is always required all kinds of sites, not a single site, because the usage of compressed gases like oxygen, then LPG, we can have a different nitrogen, and so many gases like compressed gases are using everywhere in the construction industry, everywhere in the manufacturing industries. So it is better to know and understand the compressed safety of a safety officer. So किधर भी तुम काम करेंगे ना, compressed गैस का ज़्यादा मालूम है ना अच्छा है. आदमी लोग किधर से काम करेंगे, इधर भी कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री में, बाद में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री में, किधर में ना एक्सप्लोशंस का ज़्यादा चांस है. सो हवा ज़्यादा है ना, प्रेशर अंदर में ज़्यादा मुश्किल है. सो the peoples, those are all working in the compressed gas areas, it's better to know the compressed gas safety. So now we are going to state the compressed gas cylinder safety live today. So now what is, you must first you have to identify which gas it is. That time only whether it's a toxic or intoxic or the cryogenic or flammable. So you have to know it, the cylinder wise, whether this gas is a flammable gas, easily fire catching gas. For example, LPG is a easily fire causing gas. Next one, toxic. Some of the gases very toxic to the human beings and animals and the environment. Then third one is cryogenic. Cryogenic means you have to low temperature. That gases are stored in a low temperature. That is cryogenic. So these are the types of gases. First you have to identify. When you are in the company, when you are in the operation side, you can ask whether this gas cylinder is a toxic or flammable, or you can say like that, cryogenic. Cryogenic means it's stored in low temperature. So these are the three gas you have to identify. After the identification of the gas, you have to identify the content. Which content, whether nitrogen, whether oxygen, whether some other gases like LPG or methane or like yellow gases. So these are the gases, you must know it. Then acetylene. When you are using these gases, you must know the color of the gases content. The cylinder itself says which color it is. And also the compressor pressure. It means the pressure gauge is there. How much pressure of gases are there inside, that you must know it, being a safety precaution. So if there is no that much pressure, then you won't worry. But if the pressure is high, you have to always needs to be worry. Second one is content. Then and also you have to know whether what accident will happen because of this compressed gas. In case of accident happening means how you can rectify it. So if some gases in the room temperature itself, you know it won't create any nuisance. But when it go to the sunlight, it may explode. Or when you mixing some gas cylinders within the room or within the logistics section, there is a chance of interaction between the gases. So that time there is a chance of explosions. So the second part. Then how the first part is how you can identify the gas: flammable, toxic, cryogenic. Then identify the content, whether it's which gas it is. Then whether it will cause accidents or not. In case accidents, what type of accident will cause and what will be the circumstances, what will be the solutions or what will be the accident cause. You must, in case some gases are there, if it's there sunlight, it will explode. So that's why you need to know the accident's cause, real cause. So that is the there. Then next one is safe handling method. In this case, safe handling method is very, very important. You see, the safe handling method is always, safe handling method is always compressed cylinder is a vital. Why means if you are not safely handling, then what will happen? The big incidents happen. For example, in the construction sites or in the manufacturing sites, if you are not keeping the compressed gas in a proper area, there is a chance of big accidents. So how to handle the compressed gas? How to handle? First, you have to make a secure cylinder. Make cylinder to be secured place. It should be a proper, lodging area, security area, and also the someone watching that area, and then proper ventilation is there. Then the loading and unloading of this compressed gas, you have to use the proper equipment, trolley and proper equipment you have to use it. And then perform leak checks. Whenever you are storing the compressed gas, you have to perform the whether leakage is there or not. In case leakage means immediately call an emergency and then send the cylinder to the persons. If you got to check leakage before storing any compressed gas cylinder. Then wear PPEs. Whenever you are handling a compressed gas, you have to wear the PPEs, like even you can wear the safety helmet, goggle, and then mask. In case voices or toxic gases means you can use the respirators and coverall and then gloves, safety boot. All these PPEs you can use, because accidentally anything happen because of this compressed gases, you can easily escape because of you are wearing the PPEs. If accidentally hit, accidentally fire happen, something you can protect it. So these are the safe handling method of compressed gas compressed gases. So you can have the storage. How you can store? That's very important. Now, what are the things you have to check it for the storage? Then now you are going to store compressed gas. Then what you will do? You have to do it separate gas for separate room. In case if you are storing a oxygen one room means then should not share with another gases with it. You can share LPG separate room, and then you can share nitrogen in a separate room, or acetylene in a separate room. So each and every gases you have to keep it in a separate room. And also store correctly. When you are storing the compressed gas, you have to make it in a proper position, standing position. Always standing position, and it should be a proper way of standing, not zigzag manner. It should be properly standing manner. You have to keep it. And proper in that room, when you are storing the compressed gas, the room always needs to be ventilated. Enough ventilation is there. If the ventilation is there, in case of leakage, you can be protected. You can easily protect it because of the ventilations. And you have to always think about the colors. You always paint the colors. Each gas cylinders having the color code. Yellow color, white color, red color, orange color. So you just Google it and you know it, the cylinder's color name. Whether toxic means there is a color is there. In case of cryogenic means there is a color is there. Flammable means there is a color is there. So these are there, and also position, ventilation, colors, and separate areas. These are the things you have to make it for storage purpose. Okay. Then in case of emergency, what you will do for the compressed gas? It is very important wherever you are storing the compressed gas, you have to prepare for emergency procedures. That procedures, in case of leakage, what is the emergency? That you must have practiced or drilled. If a mass number of gas cylinders are there, are stored in a yard, in a separate yard, then you have to know it. In case of leakage, what will be the company's emergency plan? To whom you have to contact? How you can rectify the leakage? How you can immediately contain the emergency? That things you must have. And then fire. In case of compressed gas cylinders fire, what will be the emergency scenario? How you are going to handle? How you can process the accident? To whom you have to contact? How in case of oxygen, in case of acetylene, in case of H2S, in case of any kind of gases like methane, LPG. So these gases are stored means what is your rescue operations? How you will rescue? How you will contain the emergency? That's very important. And also another emergency scenario is faulty equipment. In case any faulty equipment like cylinders problem or the trolley or taking equipments, in case of anything happened, what will be the emergency scenario? And in case of explosion happened, due to the gas cylinder, explosion happened, what will be the emergency scenario? So these things you have to make it a procedure for that. So here you have to line out what is hazard, what are the hazards of compressed gas cylinders and precautions. Here compressed gas cylinder hazard. Here the precautions. What are the precautions you have to take it? So that's very important. Number one, you have to label. Compressed gas is a hazard. In case of its open sunlight, there is a hazard. This compressed gas cylinder is in open, it's a hazard. Then what will we make a shed? Make a shed and keep the gas cylinder there. Shed. Number two, then classify it different cylinders. Classify toxic cylinders is a hazard. Toxic cylinders hazard. In this case, you have to color it and classify it. Color it and classify it. So here hazard, open place, the toxic and the explosive. So what will be the precautions? Coloring and labeling. Then chances of accidents. So prepare for the ventilation, PPE and the emergency. These are the precautions. So this is for the compressed gas cylinders and its precautions. You have to make a list. What are the compressed gas cylinders hazard and what will be the precautions? You have to make a list and keep it in the compressed gas cylinder store areas. So another thing, how you can protect the companies or overall organization by securing the compressed gas cylinders. So first you must know the toxic or flammable. Is it flammable or toxic? Then if it's toxic means you have to take a separate step. Then flammable means take separate steps. In this toxic, store it separately. Flammable, store separately. Toxic, color separately. Flammable, color separately. Toxic, there should be a MSD, material safety data sheet. Material safety data sheet needs to be placed. Here flammable, the fire extinguishers, both side fire extinguishers, and first aid must be there. First aid must be there. And emergency evacuation must be there. Both of them, emergency evacuation must be there. And emergency procedures for the toxic and flammable combusted gas cylinders. So this is what being a safety professional, you must know the how flammable combusted gas cylinders causing the accidents. How the combusted gas cylinders flammable is different from the toxic. You must know the differences and you have to store it separately. And every area wherever combustion cylinders using, the people must be given awareness and training before handling the combusted gas cylinders. Sometimes some gases using for the welding purpose. So in that welding purpose, they should always keep the upright positions. Gas cylinder must be upright position, not the horizontal position. It should be a vertical position, gas cylinders. And the gas cylinder should not be overexposed to the sunlight always. It should not be overexposed to the sunlight. And the valves, the hoses always needs to be checked. Those are using for a welding purpose, the compressor gases, always check the hoses, and whenever taking the work, and safety officers, they must inspect the regulators and hose and needle. Everything needs to be checked by safety officer for the compressed gas cylinders. Whenever compressed gas coming and going out, leakage needs to be checked. And in case of small any smell or leakage, immediately call emergency and hand over the compressed gas cylinder, because the compressed gas cylinders is stored in a highly pressurized gas stored in the big cylinders. In case of explosive, entire company or entire area getting exploded, fire will happen anything. So these are the basic thinking about the fire safety. So and also wherever the company having the compressed gas, you have to be eye on. You know the watch. You have to identify the gas. You have to identify the content. You have to identify the color. You have to identify the leakage. You have to identify the location where it is. You should not mix the gas cylinders all in one room. You have to separately keep the gas cylinders, and it should not be directly linked or directly exposed to the sunlight. And always make a procedure for the emergencies for each cylinders. If it's a mass cylinders keeping, always fire extinguishers, firefighting system like a fire alarm, then we can have a fire extinguishers, first aid kit, and also the emergency stations is all must be there. So that will help the people needs to be saved. So these are the basic thinking about the compressed gas safety. Just go ahead, anything you know it, you can reference it. This is simple form of explanation about the compressed gas safety, and then every safety officers must know this one. When you are working in the field, you know it more. This is the basic information you get it for working in the ground level area. So when you are always alert, proactive, this information always help you for a compressed gas safety. Thank you for attending the live session. If you have any questions, you just come and me I reply for the thank you for attending the live session. Thank you very much.